So you will soon understand what this question means. We're going to go to this. Now, this might be a little confusing, but what this is, typically I do draw this on a big whiteboard because until 2020, this was usually in person. What I do when I talk about food and its relationship to mental health is I do an exercise that I call Superfood Mountain. I draw a bad diagram like this on the board that ends up making sense to everyone. And what we do here is we put in, people just throw out superfoods from whatever decade or whatever it was when it became popular. So if you can play along with me here, I will make a really good point for you, I promise. If you want to, since I don't have chat, actually turn your mics on and let's have some people kind of shout out, what are some superfoods? Going back to the 80s, it was an apple a day. That's kind of where it started. You know, coming into the 10s, it was kale was like the king of the superfood mountain. What else has been there? Go ahead.
I know, is it quinoa? Has been, but that's more recent, right? Like,
yeah, quinoa would probably go into the 00s here or the 90s. Anyone else? Throw some out there.
Edamame.
Can't forget about spinach.
Spinach, edamame. I like it. Yeah, anyone else? Here's the next one. This is usually some stuff that people throw out.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, yes.
Yeah.
We've heard lots of changing opinions from the scientific community about like the health benefits or detriments of things like eggs, coffee. Yes. You know, it's like, and I loved it recently this past year.
Bacon.
When they came back and said,
yeah,
you know what, coffee is actually good for you.
Yeah, I think the bacon was one of them. You know, everybody's doing that keto fad now.
Atkins brought bacon back. Yeah, Atkins hashtag was bringing the bacon back for sure.
Yeah. So the low fat or low carb diets.
Yeah.
Keto diets.
Yeah,
my wife could go on. She's a nutritionist also. I don't know.
Yeah. So here is, if I was drawing it out, here's what it might look like at the end. And sometimes obviously I get a little bit sassy. Sometimes I am a sassy nutritionist because I'm so over all of the confusion that's out there. And so the funny thing about coffee is I have I have an article, and I can put the link if you're interested in the food part, that literally describes this exercise. And I say in it, and coffee had its 15 minutes of fame and came back and forth. And it depended which side of the city you were on and which coffee shop, if it was good or bad for you. So once we've done this whole exercise, and again, I sped it up because I wanted to make sure that we actually got through the points today. The question is, what do all of these foods here have in common? If we were doing a poll, the options would be they're high in essential fatty acids, they're low in fat, high in antioxidants, nothing in common, I don't know, whatever. Any guesses? What do they all have in common?
High in opinion.
Yeah, hard to find.
Hard to find.
Hard to find, that's funny. Anyone else? No? Okay. So the truth is, what all of these foods have in common, besides the fact that they've all had their 15 minutes of fame now, is that they're all just food. And so I simplify food and I get rid of all the confusing nutrition studies that have just been repopulated over and over again, simply because researchers needed to get money. So they kept getting grants. So they had to keep doing the same thing, right?